But it was not.
So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common foul. So 20 on the shot clock.
It was not.
Hayward will inbound. The foul is Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common foul. So 20 on the shot clock.
It was not.
Hayward will inbound. The foul is Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common foul. So 20 on the shot clock.
It was not.
Hayward will inbound. The foul is Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common foul. So 20 on the shot clock.
It was not.
Hayward will inbound. The foul is Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common foul. 20 on the shot clock.
It was not.
So 20 on the shot clock. Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common shot clock. 20 on the shot clock. 20 on the shot clock. Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common shot clock. 20 on the shot clock. 20 on the shot clock. Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. Kawhi's. So they looked at it as a clear path. They ruled it as a common shot clock. 20 on the shot clock.
Lucky hat or lucky socks? Couch or the big chair? Now which team is my perfect match?
Go to NBA.com/perfect match during the NBA playoffs for a chance to win $25,000 towards a new car listed on AutoTrader.
Hey, dude, my favorite chair.
Did you hear there's a race for president? Well, I'm running. And I'll run against anybody. Donkeys, elephants, orangutans, you name it. And the support so far has been great.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
And throughout my run, I'll be using Hotels.com because booking a room is simple. Although, this would be a lot simpler if I was standing still. It's almost as simple as getting lost, which I'm pretty sure I am.
Supported by Hotels.com, the obvious choice.
All right, Mr. Miller, we'll get you all set with that updated policy.
Hey, neighbor. Hey, Mr. Miller, what's up?
Hey, Mr. Hooper, just having my State Farm agent help me combine my auto policy along with my new home.
I bet I know where Reggie Miller lives.
Downtown! No, actually, it's just a few blocks away.
Watch the NBA on TNT Thursdays presented by State Farm.
But what happened to your old place?
I knocked it down.
He knocked it down!
Lean In Together is about what we can all do
to help the women in our lives.
And men have an important role to play.
When men lean in, everyone wins.
I want to be a great player, but I want to be an even better father.
I lean in and help so Adrian can lean into her work.
We need to stand up for gender equality.
A little support for the women you work with can go a long way.
Let's all lean in together.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in. Are you?
Time for a game break here on TNT, getting you to game 2 of our doubleheader. The Minnesota Timberwolves take their shot at Steph Curry and the Warriors. Steph coming off a 9-3, 39-point game in the win over Portland on Sunday, 136-111. Andre Iguodala will play tonight for the Warriors. Good news for the Dubs, not that they really needed the help, but missed his last 13 games because of an ankle injury. Likewise, Andrew Bogut will play as well as they take on the Timberwolves in just a few minutes' time. Time for our Auto Trader Perfect Match. Shaq loves the poll here. Best teams of all time.
Not even voting.
The current Warriors, the 95-96 Bulls, the 86 Celtics, or the 87 LA Lakers. Shaq wants the which Laker team was that?
2000-2001. 15-1 playoffs.
Lakers.
Best record ever.
Won in the playoffs.
Ever.
Best playoff record.
Ever? Playoff record, yeah.
Ever.
15-1.
Well, the Moses Malone 83 team have a
He said 4-4.
They only had one loss.
No,
They had one loss.
Fewer games.
One less round. Just fewer game, one less round. But they could argue you still one loss, though, Shaq.
No, they didn't.
Well, they only had one loss.
No, they didn't.
They didn't have two losses.
I refuse to answer any questions
had one
on the
loss.
grounds that it may incriminate me. I refuse to answer any questions on the grounds.
They just had one less round, that's all.
You got to check that. Check that for me.
I already know it. I already double-checked it.
Nope.
Moses Malone said 4-5-4.
I don't care what he said, man.
And they only lost one game.
Senator O'Neill, answer the question.
I refuse to answer any questions on the grounds that it may incriminate me. I plead the fifth. Kevin, check that out for me, Kev.
The Warriors have a chance to become the second team in NBA history to win 70 games tonight. And as you're probably aware, they are 4 games shy of eclipsing that 95-96 Bulls team for the best record in NBA history. Here's what's ahead for them, starting with the Timberwolves tonight. You'll see them back here on TNT Thursday night against San Antonio. 2 against the Spurs here, and I guess one of the main questions is which Spurs will we see in these 2 games, both the one in Oakland and the one in San Antonio?
Well, how much intrigue, Matt, is there after the game that happens Thursday night for San Antonio with their streak at home, 3D intact? Is it going to be important for Pop to show? Because at that time, the general consensus will be that Golden State has already clinched home court and will have home court throughout the playoffs, right, for the most part. So at that time, what's it worth to you? And we know between Pop and Steve Kerr that there's much more going on than the game of basketball.
Sure.
And so it'll be fascinating next week or that next game when they play each other in San Antonio, what happens.
Because in any other year, Greg Popovich wouldn't care, right?
Well, I think he learned last year.
There's a record on the line. They can become the first team in NBA history to have an unblemished home record.
Yeah, I think the home record is important to Pop, but I think he also learned last year. Last game of the season, he was at the 2 spot, lose that ball game, now you slide all the way to the
championships last forever. So, I think he relieved the pressure of his team today by saying we're not going for the 73 wins. And it's good, but, any there's many chapters of many books that could be written. For example, what if you go 72 and then you lose in the second round? Was it worth it? No. What if you go 72 and win? That's how you wanted to end. But I wouldn't waste time going for records that, nice record to have. Bulls did it and won, but I want all the guys to be healthy going into the playoffs. Because see, to me, rhythm is about being mentally focused, physically ready, no blemishes on your body, no knick-knack injuries, and then having having your stroke and everything flowing rhythmatically. So like you can miss 2 or 3 games and still have that. These guys are definitely focused. They're ready to play. So I think sitting out 1 or 2 games will just help them and like the knick-knack injuries clear up, because I won 4 championships by not playing full seasons. So like when I was injured out 4 to 6 weeks, that was AKA getting rest. So when I came back, I was like a bull in a china shop. So I don't think they should go for the record. That's just my opinion. Go for another championship, because those last forever.
Win number 70 in their sights tonight as they take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, and
Lewis
Johnson
go for the record.
have the call.
I changed my mind. Go for the record.
Crossover, takes the 3. Panama skates into to the rack and Jansen slammed it down hard. Lob up high.
Everything is working for Golden State.
Drives to the bucket late.
Series. Go to xsplit.com and create an account on the homepage. Your XSplit account is tied to your XSplit license, and you have 2 available options, personal and premium. But of course, we have a free. For this, click over to the download page. Once the installation is this section in the middle is called the viewport, which you can think of as a sort of a stage for your production. In this view menu, you can set the resolution or size of the viewport along with the frame rate. Please note that when you start streaming or recording, the higher the resolution and frame rate, the more system resources will be required. In XSplit Broadcaster, it is so easy to add sources in your stage. Sources can be a variety of items like images, videos, games, which will be covered in the next video. Right here is where you can arrange the list of all your sources. One really cool thing about XSplit Broadcaster is that we don't just have one scene to work with. We have 12 scenes that you can set up, and to make it more organized, you can rename each by selecting a specific scene and changing it on the box above. Creating and switching between various scenes is what unlocks the true video production capabilities of XSplit. Once you have set up your scenes, you can now save them as a presentation. Different presentations can be loaded anytime, even when streaming or recording. That wraps it up for our first XSplit. Next episode, follow us on Hi, my name is Kay and welcome to XSplit Workshop Beginner Series. Tutorial of the latest XSplit broadcast used with two primary audio sources, your microphone and your XSplit Broadcaster detects the default audio able to hear audio. Now this menu. Any game. Next is a different type of camera sources. In this menu, next to add an IP camera, images or videos, types of screen capture. Sources of this menu key. The layout tab. Well, hi, this is Kay and welcome to XSplit Workshop Beginner Series. We'll set up a basic our text source. Now let's set up the channel we will broadcast to. For this tutorial, we will be using in and settings. If you've linked your social media accounts to XSplit Broadcast, first you will select your
Bounce now played by Barnes. Goes to the turnaround. Rebounded by Bogut. As we mentioned earlier, Bogut back from injured rib. Here's Green on the drive. Takes a bump. Yes! And the foul.
Is there a player that takes advantage of a mismatch as much as Draymond? He's often mismatched on the other end defensive end, so that gives him the advantage offensively with speed and quickness to take the larger dang to the hole and get an and one.
Boogie Jang on that foul. Jang, a 3-year man out of Louisville, goes 6'11", 240 pounds, and matched up with Draymond Green. Gets it down low. Wiggins changed his mind. Chang not able to hit. And here's Green running the floor. Barnes for three. Yes.
So hard to rotate to the open shooters. You have to be aware defensively all the time. Back cuts, penetrations, and then three-pointers.
8 points, 3 for 3 shooting for Harrison Barnes. The steal by Green. Chases on, Rubio get back. Levine caught him from behind and deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Levine.
You know this young team of Minnesota is going to give you a great effort physically, and this is what I'm talking about here. Levine getting back in the play, chasing the ball down, making sure it's not an easy layup for the Warriors.
Green pops it back out. Barnes has the hot hand. Does it again. Harrison Barnes on fire here at the start. 9-0 run for the Warriors. And Barnes with 11. Minnesota calls for time. The Golden State Warriors noted for their terrific ball movement.
That's right. And this is from practice. He already knew that he would have a wide open Barnes on the other side. Pay attention to detail, willing passers.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us.
Warriors basketball camp, powered by Under Armour, is coming to Tamalpais High School in Mill Valley, April 11th to the 15th. This camp is a great opportunity for young Warrior fans aged 7 to 15. Camps are filling up fast, so sign up tonight at warriors.com/camps.
Ever after work is over. Work it, make it, do it, makes us. Harder, better, faster, stronger.
A two-time NBA All-Star, Antoine Jamison began his NBA career with the Warriors in 1998. This coming off some highly successful college basketball days at North Carolina.
To Jamison to finish!
As a pro, he would play 16 seasons in the NBA. December of the year 2000, Jamison had a tremendous set of back-to-back games, scoring a career-high 51 points in
One-time
each.
NBA reporter Craig Sager is fighting another battle with leukemia. The cancer has resurfaced, but he still fights. He still goes to work. He still brings that fun-loving spirit and colorful style of dress to the sidelines. So today and tomorrow, sideline reporters of NBA teams all over are wearing outfits like this to say, we support you, inspire us, and we wish you the best in your fight. And for me, I always appreciate the advice he gave me once at Warriors practice about broadcasting, just to love what you do and have fun every day at work.
Roz, Craig Sager is one of the real fun touchstone parts of the NBA. And I remember in London is the loud devotion. Craig Sager had to wear the NBC issued clothing, right? We're just in polos and tan slacks. And a lot of the players saying, "Oh, Sag, where's all your flair?" He said, "Fitz, you should see my thong."
Nice turnaround move by James. So he is opened up with 6 points, hitting 3 of 4 from the field. Ends the Warrior run. Here's Green giving it up to Bogut off the double, and Bogut stuff.
That's 8 shots on 8 assists. 8 assists on 8 shots. You have to love the teamwork and the ball movement of this Warriors team. Not trying to do it by themselves, one-on-one, keeping others involved.
Green is off on that jump shot, and Golden State leading the NBA. They average 29 assists a game. A foul committed by Towns.
Minnesota foul, charge 32, Karl
What
Anthony
is
Towns.
particularly impressive, and we talk about both Golden State and San Antonio, they've not lost consecutive regular season games. Here's Thompson for 3. No team in NBA history has gone the entire season without losing 2 straight games, which is a remarkable achievement by both clubs. when you think of injuries, flight problems, lethargy.
I agree with you, Marvin. I think if we ask Coach Popovich, he'll say, yeah, that'll get me a cup of coffee. He won't put too much on, even though I know he respects that record. But great playing by both teams.
Foul is on Colgate, and the hand for Andre Iguodala. Iguodala hearing it from this crowd. He missed the last 13 games with a sprained left ankle. He's been taking part in half-court scrimmages and then regular practice. And Steve Kerr telling us he might play about 15, 16 minutes tonight. Rubio lost it. Here's Green ahead of the field.
Made field goals, 10 assists. This is incredible teamwork.
Wiggins had it swept away. And Golden State has made its last 7 shot attempts.
The league leader in steals. Mr. Curry gets it to Draymond Green for the finish. This team is about defense as well. I know we all make a big deal about their offense, and we should. But please do not overlook their defensive effort.
It's an 18-2 run here by the Warriors. Wiggins over Green. Came up short. Curry met by Rubio. Crowd was anticipating a move, and Colgate is called for the offensive foul, setting the block on Rubio. They are discussing it.
You know, the feet are planted, but you cannot extend both arms out. You have to keep those arms in.
Ricky was not pleased. He seemed to be taking it all right, but you can understand.
He's lucky Bogut picked him up. I mean, this is a man's game. If your teammate doesn't call out a pick, you deserve to get your head shaken up a little bit.
Andrew Barbosa has come on now for Golden State. Pass inside intended for Bielitsa. And the foul was called as Curry got caught on a mismatch.
It's great to see Festus Ezeli back out on the court. He does so many things for his team. When you think about he, Bogut, you got Spates out there. All 3 guys, and you see the steal right there, so versatile and different in the way they play. Gives Coach Kerr many options.
Barbosa put the speed on. He is fouled, so.
And Coach Kerr is right. That's a shot. I don't care if a player does look at another player. If you take that 1-2 step, you could throw it up over your head backwards. It's still a shot. Missed one there by the ref.
Yeah, the Warriors felt he was in the act. It is only the 4th team foul on Minnesota. And now Tyus Jones, the rookie from Duke, has come on for Ricky Rubio, and he's guarding Curry, who goes to the step back and is way off. Iguodala felt he was held. No call made. The ball back to Minnesota. We were talking about who would guard Steph Curry after Ricky Rubio gets a rest, and Sam Mitchell shrugged and said, well, with the rookie who's played only 32 games, Tyus Jones, spent much time in D-League earlier this season. And back comes Curry. Nice pass. Iguodala forced it up. Not at all the foul. And now the foul called on Iguodala.
A bit of a frustration foul there. He's trying to stop the break, but he's asking the ref what happened on that play. It's so hard. I think the ankle injury, and no, ankle injuries aren't as serious as knees, depending on the type of injury, but they're the most lingering of the non-serious injuries. So hard to keep playing to get your rhythm back because it's painful, even though you can play on it, and it gets just as much sore as it did the day before.
Not able to hit. Ezeli able to come up with it. Look-away pass attempted. Levine. Nice second move by Levine. It looked like he was stopped and then was able to continue on that drive. There's Curry. So Steph Curry, despite the fact that the Warriors are up 25-12, is yet to score. He's missed.
Click the button to get started.
coincidence. Everything's worked out pretty well for both ball clubs. Rivers misses.
DJ thought he was fouled on the second tip. He might have good reason to complain.
Huertas, pass first point guard, just doesn't really have the ability to score in this league. Here's Green outside against Keller.
And the funny thing about that is, Ralph, you could have a nice career in Europe if that's your game. And he's played in Spain successfully for many years. Shabazz Muhammad, who had just checked in, will go to the line. Muhammad, a 3-year man out of UCLA, averaging just under 10 points a game. He is a 76% free throw shooter. As we take a look at the upcoming NBA national TV schedule, tomorrow on ESPN, it's the Cavaliers at the Pacers, Rockets at the Mavericks. Saturday on ABC, the Cavaliers and Bulls from Chicago starting 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Sunday on NBA TV, a triple header starting at 12 noon with the Hornets and the Wizards. 10-point lead for Golden State. In one stretch, they had an 18-2 run going. Curry with the pass. They try to work it around and batted out of bounds. Last touch by Towns.
What's so difficult about Draymond Green is you don't know if you should stop him coming to the basket or if he's doing the Steve Nash and just playing a decoy in the paint, looking to the opposite corner. So it's really a catch-22. You have to make a quick decision, and usually he'll choose wrong because he can see which way.
Here's Curry with the setup. Zealy not able to handle it. Muhammad fouled again and will head to the line. And Steph Curry, who's played all of this first quarter, 0 for 3 from the field. He has 6 assists.
He's 3 on this team is nothing when he enjoys watching other guys score as much as he enjoys putting it through the nets himself.
Well, at a measly 6'4", he tells jokes just to stay in the game. Watch Conan, new weeknights at 11 on TBS. Sean Livingston coming on for Steph Curry for Golden State, and Tayshaun makes his first appearance for Minnesota. Tayshaun, a 14-year veteran out of Kentucky, and at the start of the year was in the starting lineup.
And along with Chauncey Billups and Michael Bibby, 2 of the smartest players I've ever played with, playing in Detroit with Tayshaun. He was a coach on the floor defensively and offensively. Can't do what he used to do anymore physically, but mentally he has it all there.
Nice play by Draymond Green as he saw Prince making his move and he drew the foul. So